Hello folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Pauper video. Today we are going to be playing with TorEx, Tortured Existence, courtesy of Evan L. So let's look at the namesake card first. Is Tortured Existence. Start a creature card to return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. This is not an innately powerful magic card, but as a build-around card, it can do some pretty interesting things. As far as the aggressive side of the deck goes, this deck has Kitchen Imp, which is a very good Madness card. It has absolutely seen play in Legacy. And, discarding that, and, for 2 black mana, 1 for activation and 1 for this, you get your 2/2 flyer, while also returning another creature card to your hand. That is pretty good value. And we also have Grave Scrambler, because Madness for 2, and when it enters the battlefield, if its Madness cost was played, you may return a creature card from your grave hand. The idea being here is that you activate Tortured Existence, pay your 2 for this, and that is actually going to end up returning 2 cards to your hand, which is pretty sick value. You're probably already noticing that this is going to end up generating, or rather requiring, a huge amount of mana. So we are going to have Sakura Tribe Elders in order to kind of help us out with that, as well as 1 Greater Tanuki, which can also be a win condition in a pinch. Generally speaking, our goal is going to be to wipe the battlefield with Crypt Rats and ultimately use Crypt Rats as a giant death laser win condition. Now, a couple of things about Crypt Rats that are important here. Number 1, Crypt Rats, the X only works with black mana, so there are a couple of forests in the deck that's not going to work with. Number 2, and obviously, this is to each player, okay? So we are going to have to gain a bunch of life somehow, and the way is a little janky, I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to play Golgari Brownscale. So when this thing is put into your hand from your graveyard, you gain 2 life. So as far as original design, the idea was you dredge it and you gain 2 life. And that's all cool. Well, but we are going to look to return that via Tortured Existence instead. We're going to pay a mana, discard some creature, return this to our hand, gain 2 life, discard this, return something else, blah, 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 blah. And so every other activation of Tortured Existence gain you 2 life, or if you do control 2 of these, for every black mana you spend, you can gain 2 life. So this is a slow deck. This is a deck that, in the materials that I read before starting this league, basically has been described as never being better than tier 2. Absolutely in pet deck territory. The reason to play this is that it has crushing inevitability and recursion as the game goes very long. But this is also a deck where I would expect to time out, or at the very least have extremely long rounds while playing this deck list. You can do some really cool things that kind of lock out certain decks, like a Spore Frog loop, where you just recur something every turn and just loop Spore Frogs forever. That's really cool. Um, but I am definitely worried. When I talked to Alex Ullman about the deck, he sent me 2 or 3 messages, and the last one was just practice your loops before you start the league. They're slow. As far as the sideboard goes, we have a decent number of utility creatures that do different jobs. Scattershot Archer being really cool against fairy type decks, have more of a combo oriented thing, and they need to accumulate cards in hand. We can prefer Augur of Skulls, and we have Masked Vandal as ways to and get rid of artifacts and enchantment. Yeah, I think with that, let's go ahead and jump into the league. I am a little worried about running into Swift Spear decks and them just kind of crushing me in the early game before I can get things going, but we'll see how that actually fares in practice. If you're new here, please consider subscribing if you like what you see, and if you're a regular, throw me a like before this video begins. That's the easiest way to support my content. Let's battle. All right, I've got a single land here, so I think this has to go back. This one has 2, kind of 3 lands. I don't have a Tortured Existence. Ian with spirits to help find that. This hand is going to be very slow. Although like maybe that's just the deck and I should keep it. I am not ready for a Grave Scrambler yet. Let's that away. Just go land pass. My game really starts on turn. That fetch land thing. Yeah. Cool. Hey, a tortured existence. All of a sudden, my hand got a lot better. That was probably literally my best draw there. All right, let's bounce that swamp. Call it a turn. I am going to go ahead and remove my upkeep stop on my opponent's turn for this league. I just need to like probably F6 my opponent's turns as frequently as I possibly can. They've got a dispel. I don't really care about that. All right. So now the game actually begins. I've got lands. I think I need to just start ramping here. Play a Jungle Hollow, gain my life, and I'll sacrifice my Sakura Tribe Elder on my opponent's turn. And then I can do like discard Kitchen Imps to return Sakura Tribe Elder, play Sakura Tribe Elder, have another blocker for my opponent's stuff, which is all kind of cute. There is a cast down. That's fine. Yeah. Absolute classic play pattern. Sacrifice this. And I'm pretty much always going to default to getting stumps because that's in particular. Got the mana to commune with spirits this turn. I'm going to go ahead and do that while I know, dispel is only instance. Oh, I just looked at 4 cards. Cool. That happens. All right. Tortured Existence, Sakura Tribe Elder, pay 1, card Kitchen Imps, Madness, cast, Sakura Tribe Elder, play it out. I guess I'll attack. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to attack or just leave that back as a blocker. Like, I'm only taking 1 damage next turn, so I think it's fine to just get my damage in now. Preordain is not a problem here. Okay, sure. And go ahead and just continue to accumulate mana. I do really need, like, some kind of... Oh. Was not fucking expecting that in the main deck. Okay. Wow. Sure. Alright, commune with spirits. Like, please do something this time. Okay. So, the large creature. Am I just channeling this? I don't think I'm channeling this. I think we're just playing the big dumb beater here. My opponent can cast it down. I might be chilling now. Like, without that tortured existence in play, like, my deck really isn't... Oh, fuck. That's snuff out plus cast down on this creature. Alright. Sure. Land? That's kind of land. 3 mana for Crypt Rats, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 active mana, unfortunately. I think I need to try to play this and activate it for 5 in the same turn cycle, but, like, holy hell, this is going to hurt, and I am not a fan. Bounce that to give myself maximum mana next turn. The issue here is that, like, Counterspell is available next turn. Okay, not anymore. But if I try to resolve that on, like, the turn that I just had, and then my opponent just has any removal spell, I don't get to Mega Angler. Ooh. That's cool. Or 5 with 1 other mana available. Green, so I can't play this turn. Go ahead and pass my turn here. Go ahead and go to blockers, block here. And destroy the world. Only spend the black mana. And I am going to need some sort of, like, Golgari Brownscale type card to start gaining some life here. Otherwise, chip damage from other Augur of Bolas size creatures is just going to kill me. Oh man, please don't have another Gurmag Angler. Fuck. Can't Crypt Rats away that one. That's a Death Toucher. Alright. There's Tortured Existence. Is getting countered, unfortunately. And this stops the Gurmag Angler, but now that my opponent has a flyer, this is just, like, so bad for me. Now I don't get to do Tortured Existence shenanigans. My opponent has answered 2 of those. Sorcery. Yeah, life's bad. Yeah, I'm dead. That was absolutely brutal. So I can play Scattershot Archers to destroy the fairy side of the equation. That's okay. I don't know if I want cards like this to protect from removal spells, or if my plan is just, like, bring things back. I might want another Brownscale if I need to pay Crypt Rats for X=5 some portion of the time. I don't think I want to go so deep, like, to Gnaw to the Bone or anything. I think I'm thinking about these 4 cards. Playing this as a regenerator is not crazy, but doesn't exactly feel good. I am not super sure what I don't want. My cards are reasonable, just, like, very slow. Maybe Scattershot Archer is better than Fume Spitter. Like, they work differently. Could buy that. So, like, you can recur Fume Spitters many times to shrink Garmag Anglers. I guess that's a thing. Get 2 more cards. But, good junk Commune with Spirits or being a scumbag. Yeah, I don't really know what to do for the last couple of shots here, assuming that, like, I do actually want a 3 of Scattershot Archer. I'm pretty sure about that. All junk. I don't have very many 1-drop plays. I don't have very many 1-drop untapped green lands, actually, for that matter. That really makes this a drop. That's awkward. Oh well. Keep question mark? I don't really know what keepable hands with deck are supposed to look like. I have some ramp and a sweeper. I'm gonna assume that's an okay starting point. Like, this isn't a deck that really shows up in leagues. So I've played against this deck once, I think, my Pauper career. Yeah, so we'll just go land go here. Yeah. Starting off with a fairies here. That's something that I can switch via Crypt Rats. That's totally fine with me. Play my ramp card, and I think I'll just immediately sacrifice this. Like, I'm not blocking with it on my opponent's turn, and I think I always want the mana. I think I'm just going to take my F6 value where I can get it. Take my 1 point of damage from my opponent's attack, and then from there, killing. So I know I've got, like, sprites to think about. I kind of want to get my tapped land out of the way this turn. Don't want to feed this to a counterspell. I think I'm going to play this as a bait spell with the intention of not actually casting another spell this turn. Okay, yeah, there we go. And I'll go ahead and play out the Rot Farm, bounce the thing that does not make black mana, call it a turn. All right, there's Theater, that's fine. I will get cracked for 2 damage. 17. Opponent still has a counterspell available, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So I think I'm going to go land drop, cast a Commune, and see if my opponent counters it. Did not. I grab the Tanuki. I can play Crypt Rats and do it for X=1 right now, but I think I want to try to exhaust my opponents of counterspells before playing this Crypt Rats here. It just feels so important. Not let this card get countered. I'm just going to use this as a way to pump the brakes on my opponent's attacks. They don't have black mana yet. There it is. Now they do. They brainstorm. That's fine. Okay. So let's try to continue to ramp here. Again, just trying to bait counterspells out, trying to get my opponent to tap low so I can do rats. I think I just chill at this point. Like, maybe I'm being a little too conservative here, and I should just, like, let this get countered and then try to play some other stuff. But I in theory, like how I'm playing this. Augur is fine. There is a cast down. I don't think I'm going to sacrifice Sacra Tribe Elder yet. Oh, how do I feel about that? I don't know that I feel good about that. Try to commune with the spirits. Eh. I think I'm going to take the untapped land this turn. Just, like, play that. And just cast a big dumb spell. This can bait out a counterspell. Yeah, there we go. That's That's what I'm looking for, and now, hopefully, next turn I can just, like, play Crypt Rats and do my thing. Yeah, that's fine. It becomes less fine if my opponent actually has, a Gurmag Angler or like, yet another as a follow-up. Otherwise, I think I'm okay. Also, a little awkward that I've drawn all the forests here, but it is what it is. Alright. I attempt rats. Fuck. Yeah, and without a way to recur that here, this is pretty bad for me. I probably have to play this Thorn and let my opponent become Monarch. I'm just running on empty and I'm going to die in like 2 turns. I wiggled so hard trying to go and get that Crypt Rats to resolve, and I just failed. Well, there's another one. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm not in good shape. My opponent becomes the Monarch here. I can Crypt Rats and wipe the board, but I'm not great from there. There's a Crypt Rats. I am just going to immediately kill all of these creatures. There's the board wipe. And I'm doing this just so I can play out a Spore Frog for mana efficiency. Although I guess that doesn't matter unless I draw Tortured Existence. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Like, the other reason to play this out is to just, like, try to become the Monarch. But, yeah, without being able to, like, start trying to do some... I don't feel great about my situation. Like, my opponent can play a 1/3 blocker, and I can't get through anymore. And, like, they can just ride the Monarch. Yep, that's fine. These Monarch triggers are going to crush me. All right, so I guess I am playing this as a creature, a very, very sad creature. And, like, my opponent can counter this if they have a counter spell, or just otherwise block it. This game is over. It takes a few turns for me to actually be dead, but I think this is the end. Yeah. Opponent's just... I don't think I can beat that card right now. Like, that eliminates most of my best outs. Yeah. I think I'm pretty much ready to concede. Like, once my opponent is... Well, okay. That's interesting. Well, I guess that's interesting in the worlds where I actually get to untap with it, right? Like, opponent has, like, so many removal spells. They do only have single black. They, like, intentionally did not get a second swamp earlier when they had the chance to. Uh-huh. That makes my Scattershot Archer a whole lot less good. And, oh, well. That is a very good card. Again, though, stuff does have to resolve. Okay, it resolved. Can't become the Monarch here. I just need to, like, focus on killing this creature, trading with Gurmag Angler, and then hopefully doing something cool from there. Yeah, I think this effectively means I'm dead. Like, I can block Gurmag Angler, shoot this. My opponent's still the Monarch. I am fine conceding here. It's not happening when I'm hellbent like this. All right. If I were to find a Tortured Existence, this hand is pretty good. Otherwise, this hand kind of does nothing. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to mulligan this. My gut says mulligan. I'll keep this one. I think pitching my second Golgari Rot Farm. Going to be an exceptionally slow hand. I don't know that I'm digging how, like, slow my hands are with how slow this deck also is. It doesn't feel fantastic here. What am I facing down? Oh fuck, I'm so dead. Yeah, this land entering the battlefield tapped here is going to be absolutely crushing. Yeah, so I'll play my Rot Farm, bounce this swamp, and I probably don't die this turn, but I could, like, pretty easily take, like, 10 damage here. Okay. That's not bad. Maybe a little less hot doggy and a little more galvanic blasty than what I was expecting here. Might be closer to... What is this? 4/2 red beast creature with trample. Wild. Okay. Death Toucher or Sakura Tribe Elder. The Death Toucher is worse versus Madness. Or sorry, versus removal. But it's more mana efficient on my curve. I think I like that. I'm not very good at playing double Sakura Tribe Elder in one turn. I'm not the biggest fan of, because, like, I would love to double spell these next turn. Yeah. But I think next turn now is just Dredge, Stinkweed Imp, and then just redeploy it as a blocker. I can play tapped Jungle Hollow, work toward double Tribe Elder some other turn. Alright. Have plan. I don't know that the plan is good, but I have a plan now. And we're just hoping to dodge more Galvanic Blast type cards that just get this out of the way. Fuck. I mean, I guess I just do get to keep bringing it back. Like, that's a thing, I guess. Yeah, maybe the situation is not as bad as I think it is. Maybe we're doing fine. Come on, Stinky. Back to hand with you. Redeploy that. Play a Swamp. Grab Sakura Tribe. And we'll see what my opponent can do to me. Night's Whisper. Fine. I guess I can just always yield to these. Opponent's deck here is at least interesting. I haven't seen something quite like this one. Alright, they're both coming in. Ah, fuck. Stop it! That is your third lightning bolt. Sadness on the stack resolves. I'll block one of these. Stack this. Grab a swamp. Take some damage. Continue this game. So I've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. So I guess I should tap this land. Let's commune. Not the best. 1, 2, 3, 1. Can't really use either of these right now. I guess I'll grab the one that gives me the 1 life. No, this doesn't give me life. I'll grab the Rot Farm then. Alright. Sakura Tribe Elder. Stinkweed Imp. Only one more lightning bolt over there, friend. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Good stuff. I do love these uses of bridges as just, like, fair ramp. I know a lot of people complain about the bridges because of, like, how good they are in the affinity type shells, but, like, I love that this is a playable Pauper card. Okay, enchant. Oh, on the indestructible lands. Okay, that makes more sense now. Alright. That's actually very obnoxious. Alright, block, stack, continue to grab swamps. I air quotes death touch one of those. Yeah, I mean, I need to kill that. Just, like, doesn't necessarily feel the best here. Play this. Gain me a life. I'll recur that. That seems relevant. The next turn, I probably have to take a draw. Like, this whole Blood Fountain thing is also, like, not great for me. That's also not great for me. Oh, Swiftspear's in there, too. Not surprising. Yeah. Yeah. Like, at this point, my opponent just, like, ships everything sideways. And, short of, like, somehow assembling a frog loop, I think I'm just dead. I can't dredge this turn. I just am basically dead. A frog? Oh, my son? Alright. There's a Spore frog. That keeps me alive. Okay, this is cute. I'll go ahead and sacrifice it now so I can F6. This is cool design space. Like, I very much like what our opponent is doing here. Alright, I can't really dredge here. I just die. I think I'm dead to do this. I can't instant log or anything. Still 5 damage on board after I block. I'm going to go ahead and concede here. These indestructible creatures are going to be kind of rough to beat. I can, like, Masked Vandal to help out with some of this stuff, I guess. Augur of Skulls constantly regenerating is another thing that I could do. This all feels a little janky. Masked Vandal's, like, not a really good magic card, in my opinion, because, like, it is a situational card in the first place, and beyond that, you also need a creature card in your graveyard, which is not necessarily going to innately happen. I probably, like, just, like, have to play this, but it doesn't feel great. Probably need this. Potentially need this. Unsure about Augur. I just, like, don't really know what I can reasonably cut. Like, that is very unclear to me. I don't think this Monarch card is viable. I think my opponent just has too many creatures. I might need to cut the make room. Like, they're good if I get Tortured Existence online, but if I get, like, Tortured, I might just be okay in the matchup anyway. I don't know, maybe I cut, like, one of these or something. That puts me at 61. I cut one of each of the cantrips, call that good. Okay, I have a Tortured Existence this time. I have Tortured Existence, Golgari Brownscale. My hand is going to be a little slow, but I think I've said that with every single hand that I've played so far for the most part. So, like, maybe that just is what it is. Do I want to play a Fume Spitter? Might need to play a Fume Spitter to just, like, literally get a creature in the graveyard to get things started for, and slopes. Bounce that swamp. Guess I should not. F6 while I have Fume Spitter. Yeah, that's annoying. Yes, I'll use this ability. Do I really awkwardly have to grab that forest here? I probably do. Not pleased about that. Okay. And this is exactly what I mean, right? Like, I can Masked Vandal to blow up an artifact land, but it's, like, very awkward for me to do so here. I think I am just going to commune this turn. That is a second Golgari Brownscale. I do like. So I now do have a creature in my graveyard. And Profit is fine. I do just need more mana, though. I don't have, like... I can't Dredge here, I don't think. I need to try to hit a land. Okay, I hit a land. I think this is just going to be play out Stinkweed Imps for a little while. Well, I want to find, like, a Sakura Tribe Elder and start grinding that way. Okay. That occurs. I might just, like, block and sacrifice this turn. Sure. Alright. Yeah, losing my Rot Farm was huge. Alright, I don't really love Dredging Stinkweed Imp. Like, it's kind of a good play. But I just, like, need more mana to do what I'm doing. I guess I can Dredge Stinkweed Imp and try to hit Sakura Tribe Elder that way. Or try to hit Spore Frog that way, sure. Alright, Spore Frog. A1. Card a Golgari Brownscale. Play Spore Frog. I know I'm just going to do this anyway. Actually, maybe I don't. Burning Profit, that's fine. And so much for my loops. Guess I'll just gain some life now. Like, that just kind of puts me in the same overall spot. You'll do that. Okay, so they want to permanently exile my Spore Frog. That's fine. I have a lot of tools here. I think I'm okay with that. I just have to get my initial creature back in the graveyard, which I can do via just, like, blocking with a Stinkweed Imp. Okay. Going aggro. That's fine. That damage. Alright. Play out a Stinkweed Imp. And after it dies, I can return it via Golgari Brownscale. Fuck! Uh-huh. Yeah. Still very much of the opinion that my opponent's deck is sweet. Am I getting bolted? Fuck, yeah. Alright, so goodbye Kitchen Amp. And my opponent is going to tap Relic to remove this. I think I need to do this. I'm going to discard one of these and force my opponent to pop this Relic to take out both of those. And that gives me some hope for the future. But life's bad. I maybe could have, like, just done the Masked Vandal there instead and kept these. Yeah, like, here, this is exactly what I mean about Masked Vandal. Creature cards in my graveyard to do cool things with. So much mana. Okay. That's a Lightning Bolt at my creatures. Tortured Existence, discard Brownscale. That. Existence, do this. Flip-flop those, take the 2 life. I'm still just taking so much damage here. I think I'm more or less effectively dead. Like, I can play this whole game and for every 2 mana, I can gain some life. I guess it actually soaks up more by blocking this. I don't think I actually want to exile that. I think I want to leave those creatures in graveyards. Like, my opponent has shown me multiple graveyard hate already. Yep. That just means I'm dead, right? Block this, take 7. Yeah, that just means I am dead. Oh, and opponent had more stuff beyond that. GG's. Alright, this is a 1-lander. This is easy mulligan here. I think I'll keep this. Like, multiple tapped lands, which is not great. I think I'm just gonna get rid of the Fume Spitter here. And save multiple Stinkweed Imps for, like, better looping Dredge stuff. Yeah. I have probably been immediately punished by something that is likely to have mana dorks. Again, I can't play my cards on curve because this deck has so many tapped lands. That's a little frustrating. Okay. First strike here is brutal. I think I need to play this out. I need to get more mana going. I don't know that my opponent can really beat Spore Frog loops as the game goes really long. So, like, that's a thing. I do have to just, like, get to that point, though. This only saves 2 life this turn. I think I just need the mana now. I'll just go ahead and crack this. There are some worlds where I can do some sweet things with the Crypt Rats. Alright. Let's commune. I think the Tortured Existence for Spore Frog is much more important. Alright. There is the Spore Frog. So I have Spore Frog, Tortured Existence, Golgari Brownscale. I don't think my opponent beats that. Could be wrong, but it feels like this is a lot of bullshit. Yep. Frog Fog. Alright. So, Existence, Tortured Existence, target Spore Frog, a black, Golgari Brownscale, Spore Frog. That, we've got Frog Fog forever. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, sure. Draw your card. Yep, absolutely. Uh-huh. There's my fog. This. A black. Turn it. Take the damage. Dredge you. Yield. Gain the life. Frog. Arch Existence. Grab maybe a Sakura Tribe Elder here. A black. Card this. 2. Sakura Tribe Elder. I think I should probably just, like, do the shit that I can do early on in the turn cycle, just so I can F6 the rest of my opponent's turn. So let's fog. Let's do this. Grab a swamp, and then I can just F6 the rest of my opponent's turn. Yeah, that's fine. Edge you. Do the thing. Yeah. Target Spore Frog. A1. Card this. Madness. Yes. A2. Grab a Crypt Rats. Yes, use ability. 1. Spore Frog. I guess I want this upkeep stop. I can hear my stuff and F6 my opponent's turn. Sacrifice that. Fog. Spore Frog. Or the Brownscale in order to do it. F6 turn. Alright. Edge you. 1 mana for Spore Frog. Go ahead and just play out the Crypt Rats here. Pass the turn. Upkeep. Sacrifice this. And return it to hand. Discarding a Brownscale. Yeah. You're hard locked out. And so the win from there would involve just pouring 20 total mana into a Crypt Rats. Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely a tilt concession, because, like, it's kind of hard for me to assemble this shit, but when I do, it looks good. All right, round 4. I'm gonna have to mulligan this opening hand, I think. Like, I have Tortured Existence, which is cool, but I have a single land, and I'm on the draw, and I think just any game where I don't hit that second land drop on her, I I think I'm just stone cold dead. This hand is much better. I am going to keep this and throw away my redundant Tortured Existence and hope that decision doesn't come back to bite me. Alright, we are potentially playing against some sort of burn or burn-like deck. If it's largely creature-based damage, I'm potentially okay. Like, if this is like a hot dogs deck, yeah. But, holy shit, these lands being tapped here might kill me. Just, like, absolutely, literally kill me. Let's play the one that gains me the 1 life to make it less likely that that actually happens. But I can die to some double strike lines here. Some worlds. Okay, that's fantastic. I guess it's fantastic unless opponent has a lightning bolt that kills my Spore Frog at end of turn. That would not be cool. Let's go. Yeah. Spore Frog. I think I want to leave this mana up for my opponent's turn, so I think I am gonna return the Jungle Hollow here. The lightning bolt is so bad for me. Ah, they didn't have it. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. You're just gonna attack me for 2. I might not even fog. I don't even think I fog. It's just 2. Yeah, that's fine. I'll save that for another turn. Okay. Play this Jungle Hollow. And I think I want to start working on mana acceleration from there. Call it a turn. Yeah, end of turn lightning bolts. Definitely a bit scary. I think I will just fog this turn though. I guess I can see if my opponent like anything. So let's do this. Grab a stomp. I'll fuck it. I'll fog. Every fog effect matters for the sake of Crypt Rats life total later. Pop out that zone. There's a thorn. Cool. I want to commune. Maybe I want to commune and hit a land drop. Or I guess maybe more accurately, try to hit a land drop. There is a land drop. Play that. Going with the rest of my mana. I want more green mana than what I have. Burn a thorn. Starting my Stinkweed Imp. Play out a Spore Frog. Call it a turn there with the intention of returning the Spore Frog again. I don't know, I'm like really bad against end of turn lightning bolts on these Spore Frogs. Yeah. Like, I can sacrifice this thing. Like, Tortured Existence. Return it to my hand. Maybe I should have just played out a Stinkweed Imp instead of putting the Thorn to my hand. I was playing ahead to, like, one more turn where I wanted to play Thorn with Spore Frog available, but I think I just die this turn. Do I have anything in my sideboard that helps out with that sort of thing? I feel like a Tamiyo's safekeeping. But I basically think there's no way that I'm not dead this turn. Yeah, that's gonna be gross. But I'm taking 8, 12, 15. Yeah, so another spell just kills me. Yeah, that'll do nicely. That's 7, 14, 21 right there. Yep. I even would have died through Stink Imp, right? Like I block one of, I take 7, 19. I don't remember exactly what I was at. No, I took at least damage. Yeah, I think I would have died even having an extra blocker there. Dusting. So I essentially want the Tamiyo safekeeping. Because like that exact scenario that I just like that just happened there is important to stop. Want 4 cards here. How do I feel about the Thorn? Like, it's a death toucher. That matters. But my opponent's creatures are just like not the best at being killed by fume spitters. Much better at killing with like Crypt Rats. Maybe I go down on those. Maybe I go down on a little bit of end game. I don't know. Kitchen Imps don't seem like the best. Like, they're a very good value creature with Tortured Existence, but they're not very good blockers. Could play the Regenerators as well. I'm gonna keep this. I have a fog effect. I have the ability to look for a Tortured Existence, and I have a absolute shit ton of value if I do actually find existence. In post-sideboard games here, I guess I do have to worry about, what is it called? Flaring Pain and stop damage from being prevented. Like, that's a thing. Alright, let's think my opponent has a lightning bolt for my frog. Thinking about whether or not they want to take the 1 damage. Alright, in you go, little buddy. 19. I think I just need my ramp here. Although getting this tapped land out of the way does sound good too. Let's look for the Tortured Existence. Hey, it's the Tortured Existence. Damn, I can't get both that and the Crypt Rats, but like you can't have it all, right? Okay. There is a hot dog. Second Tortured Existence. Fantastic. I think I'm just gonna play Sakura Tribe Elder this turn and work towards some ramp. And if I don't have to use the Spore Frog this turn, I just like won't. I'll just block with Sakura Tribe Elder and then ramp. Opponent not even willing to take the attack there. Alright. Ramp on in. I love this. There is a Tortured Existence. A1. Get this. Do that. But there's also just like Crypt Rats that I can get. That's super cool. Yeah, I good with doing this now. Go ahead and cast this. Earn that. And then play this out. Again, the ramp feels important. I'm not even going to attack for the 2 here. Just going to like try to chill. Try not to die. That's fine. And continue to ramp. Now I could pay 1, return Crypt Rats, cast Crypt Rats for 3, do this for X's 2. Not quite ready for that yet. I think I will take it to hand anyway, though. Play out a Kitchen Imp. Cast the Kitchen Imp. Return the Rats. I don't have a Dredger yet that kind of confirms that I can just do this shit forever. Maybe that means I hold this. Yeah, maybe that means I don't play this out. Hold on. So next turn I play Crypt Rats for 3. I can activate for X's 3. That's pretty good. I don't need the extra mana now. But if I was going to do that, I could have held the Kitchen Imps back as a surprise. Fine. Alright, not taking any attacks in. That. Another land drop. Let's play out a Crypt Rats. Now maybe I'm at the point where I take some attacks. Because I'm probably going to Crypt Rats for 3 on my opponent's turn. Or at least threaten it. Opponent's at 15. I need a Dredger. Yep. Go ahead and fog here. I can consider nuking the board here and starting over. I don't think I need to do that. Let's get some damage in. Put my opponent to 10. 7 of that. A lot. I'm gonna go ahead and just A1. Guard this. Spore Frog. 1. Play Spore Frog. Call it a turn. And then I largely think I'm good. I will take 4 damage. I don't need to fog here. Like, I think my opponent's just dead on board, right? Like, I have 6 damage on board, plus Crypt Rats. Yeah. Good. So let's send in with all of these creatures. My opponent to 4. And I'll just kill my opponent in their turn. I guess I can just, like, wait forever, right? I can't think of a reason why I have to act now. I'm not anywhere near, like, a territory or anything. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. I don't think I'm going to change anything here. Might have undervalued Kitchen Imp just as something that can, like, turn sideways and have evasion. Might be better than something like the Thorn of the Black Rose. Like, Thorn of the Black Rose kills something. Like, maybe the Death Toucher is more important on the draw. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah, it's probably fine. This hand at all fast enough. I have some good ramp. I have multiple cantrips to find my stuff. Just play Sakura Tribe Elder on turn 2, block, sack. Sakura Tribe Elder on turn 3, block, sack, and hope that works. Like, I don't know if this is fast enough versus just, like, trying to mulligan to something that just has, like, a Spore Frog loop in it already. I keep it. Just, like, not sure if this is actually good. Like, I feel like this is bad against a Swift Spear hand, for example. Don't really want that card right now. Yeah. We'll see. I'm just so afraid of, like, how blisteringly fast deck is. Um, I also, like, would like to draw lands, too. Like, I am going to need a lot of mana to take advantage of these cantrips. Okay, that's fine. That is less fine. Alright, so I sacrifice this. I might have enough green things in hand here where I have to get a basic forest, even though that's worse with Crypt Rats later. I just don't think I am reasonably going to double spell without getting a forest here. Fuck yeah, my boy Spore Frog has arrived. I think this is going to be Sakura Tribe Elder, because that is another mana next turn 100% of the time. And then I need to work towards finding a to air quotes lock up this game, but like this is definitely a thing. All right, so there's the attack in. Am I getting lava darted right now? I will happily just take 1 damage if that's all that is going to end up coming in here. Sacrifice this. Now I will get a swamp now that I control current green sources here. Taking the 1 is fine. Both look for enchantments, right? Yeah. Let's commune with life gain land. What are we feeling? Are we feeling Monarch? Start that nonsense. It's a Death Toucher. Kind of just want to commune again. Tortured Existence. If I had 1 more in mana, being able to like Stinkweed Imp this turn would be super cool. Hornet's just like so risky. I almost wish I could just play this out, but I don't have another green source for that. I might die next turn. The Lava Dart already answers my Spore Frog. I'll go ahead and attack, and then I'll figure it out from there. I think my Spore Frog just gets Lava Darted in this turn cycle 100% of the time. Alright, there's my Love Tap. Opponent goes to 19. I think I need this other body. I don't love doing this. I really don't like giving my opponent the Monarch here. I think I just need this other blocker. Lava Dart. Oh. Lightning Bolt. I found a Kitchen Imp. That's cool. That's a way to potentially retake the Monarch in a turn or two. Alright. Now let's see if I'm dead. Opponent having multiple Lightning Bolts here is super scary. It's 5 damage as of right now, but like Lava Dart in Graveyard represents another 3 damage in terms of like air quotes prowess stuff, plus the damage of the Lava Dart itself. And the Lava Dart is happening, which is not good for me. Got a 14 from that. There's 8 damage in play. That is a Battle Rage. The Swift Spear instead of the Festival Crasher. I guess it just works either way. Sure. Alright, I am dead. GG's. I had good stuff. I was just too slow to get off the ground. Alright, opening hand here has a couple cantrips, a little bit of ramp. It has the Brownscale. I have a couple looks at Tortured Existence. Hand's okay. I just like haven't been super happy with the opening hands in this deck list as a whole. Alright, what are we looking at? Potentially looking at Boggle. Oh, that's a good hit. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of my tapped land on turn 1. I can play Sakura Tribe Elder and potentially block on turn this target, so that's not going to do what I want. I can get a block followed by a basic land, and then I need like, oh man, God, ripping a land would just be so hot here so that I can crack Crypt Rats. Oh, I want it so bad. So bad to get this 2 for 1. Fuck. Didn't hit it. Alright, I need land drops and I need Spore Frog. So let's try to hit a land with this. On commune. Alright, I did hit a land. I think I'm going to take the untapped one here. Okay, so do I play out... Just straight up just play out the Crypt Rats this turn and then blow it up next turn? Or do I start looking for Spore Frog with commune? I don't know. I'm always playing that. I think I'm just going to play this out. Like, my opponent can make a very large creature, and if they do that, I can just, like, chump block with the Crypt Rats, and then, like, haha, bring it back with Tortured Existence. Wow. Okay. Cool, cool. I like the idea of Golgari Brownscale. Knot of the Bone is maybe good enough. I don't know. Like, if opponent is breaking through, sometimes they're breaking through for a very large number, but, like, this is a card. And Mass Vandals are okay. Again, I think this card is, like, not particularly good. Gonna throw Fume Spitters out. I feel like the size of my creatures are irrelevant. I'm gonna get rid of the Greater Tanuki accordingly. I don't think I really need Grave Scramblers. Like, I don't think I need much. I just need my... Like, I just need to lock my opponent out. Not sure on Thorn here. Thorn might be win more in the matchup. Yeah, let's call this good. Auto Mulligan. My only land bounces itself. Second hand here has a Tortured Existence and also a Crypt Rats. That is reasonable. Throw back the second Tortured Existence here. My hand is still a little slow. I absolutely can just get run over by my opponent accelerating into a giant creature. I get a turn 2 concession from this. This feels like bullshit. Yeah. Do your thing. Uh-huh. Yep. That's fine. Okay, Jungle Hollow this turn. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Tapped land out of the way. Tapped land out of the way. Fine. Stay out of Spore Frog. Yeah, you can cycle. That's fine. And, yeah. I'll fog. Maybe I don't fog yet. Just worth more next turn. Yeah, like, I'll take that. You can gain the life. So this looks for creature or enchantment. That's fine. Want to just, like, look for a Dredger here. A Masked Vandal. I'll just take the second Spore Frog. Just in case something happens to the first one. And then I'll play out my Tortured Existence. So opponent needs something that answers one or both of these cards. I guess it has to be the Tortured Existence that they answer, right? Because I just, like, have a second Spore Frog. All Frog Fog. And I will repeat this every turn forever. It'll be fun for me. Okay, sure. That's not a problem. What does this one look for? Enchantment or land? I'd like to hit more land drops. Let's go ahead and do that. And another Tortured Existence. That's not what I'm looking for. Tortured Existence, discard Imp, or broadcast Imp. No. I need more mana here. I'm just going to go ahead and play out the Spore Frog from hand and pass the turn. So I'm going to go ahead and be in F6 my opponent's turn here. I think I should have technically activated the other one before this, in case there's some instant speed, nuke all graveyard sort of shenanigans. I don't know what sort of graveyard hate this deck plays. Alright, yep. Land drops are fine. They've got one card left. I've got a Spore Frog lock. I think my opponent is just leaving the game rather than continuing it. That's not really cool. Oh, hey, my opponent actually came back. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. So, Warfrog in hand. Go ahead and just cast this. Getting too well with these. It's okay, but I need more lands, or I need a dredge. Or sorry, I have a dredger now. But like, I really need more lands to start just like truly doing my thing. I'm just gonna do this now so I can F6 my opponent's turn. I have I've been chilling for a while, like watching TikTok videos and stuff. And, Warfrog here. This. Starting this. Okay. Sure. Alright. Overall thoughts on the deck list. Fucking great versus Boggles. You piss off the Boggles players and you get your free wins. So when the metagame is just full of Boggles players, like, holy shit, I have the deck for you. Otherwise this like doesn't feel viable. Because you need every single land for the most part in your deck to produce black mana because of Crypt Rats, that means you're playing a huge number of dual lands that enter the battlefield tapped. So what, that's 4, 8, 9, 10, that's 11 ETB tapped lands. And like you have early stuff that you in theory want to play. And then in the late game when you're like trying to get these like very mana intensive plays going, these lands are still entering tapped. So, like, you have this insane end game, but the early game of this deck list just feels awful most of the time, unless you just have an early Warfrog loop that your opponent can't deal with, like, via counterspells or removing the Tortured Existence or whatever. I think in a world of Monastery Swiftspear, like, there's no way I can give this deck a thumbs up. Like, it's just so slow at getting going. This deck is cool. The engine is really neat. I didn't really get to the end game of just like cycling Golgari Brownscales back and forth to just like gain a billion life, but that's mostly because my opponents just like conceded once I was ahead on board. I kind of think this is a boring deck to play against, I imagine. It's kind of one of those things where like the game's over, but you can't technically start killing me yet. And I imagine a lot of timeouts are going to be involved. That didn't really happen to me today, but again, that's because my opponents were just conceding once I was very far ahead and not making me click through a lot of the stuff. I don't think I like Thorn of the Black Rose in this deck list. Like, I understand wanting to become the Monarch, and like, it's very good in some situations, but it's like very good once you're already ahead, right? Like, once you already have like Dinkweed Imps or Crypt Rats controlling the board or Spore Frogs, keeping your opponent from doing combat damage, like, it's good. But like, you're trying to come back from behind in almost every scenario, right? And like this card is very bad at that because like your opponent attacks you with 2 creatures, trades 1 for Thorn, and then all of a sudden they're the Monarch and they take your source of card advantage. I don't think this card should be in the main deck. I don't think I like it. I get it. I think I'd rather just like have the other Golgari Brownscale in the main deck or something like that. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. Like, deck is very interesting. Interactions are cool, but it's slow and it has so many tapped lands. I don't think I am a fan overall, even though I respect the hell out of the deck building here. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like button on the way out, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. If you have a deck that you want to get on the channel or you want to try this out, that information is always available in the video description. See ya!